Good morning from A Bit Twisted. Today I'm going to show a couple wheels that I have here from Chico Flax. This wheel is a double drive wheel. It's a medium size wheel, medium size flywheel on here as well. Steep angle table, kind of a unique treadle on the spinning wheel, just a more unique design, and has the angled flyer and bobbin, which kind of gives a cone shape. The bearings are leather bearings, and on this side here it's got a metal holder and a leather piece on the back side, which actually is what the flyer rides on, is the leather. And it's got a unique, kind of a unique way of attaching a leather on the other side as well. So this wheel, when I acquired it from Chico Flax, had a missing part and a broken bobbin, and then after I brought it home, ended up with a broken flyer after it fell on the floor. So I was sending some parts out for my other wheel, and decided to go ahead and send the parts on this one to be repaired and to be replaced and duplicated. So I had the flyer fixed. We had the original hooks removed and replaced with similar style but newer and a little bit larger hooks for your yarn. So there's quite a few hooks on here. The original one had a lot of hooks as well. I think this one might have one or two extra than what the original had on each side. I see no reason why we would need hooks on both sides, but they do have them. That's how they came. This is a brand new bobbin, which was duplicated from the original. The original bobbin had a piece that was broken off, but it still worked, and that was repaired, and so it's a working bobbin as well. And the whirl was missing completely, and so these people were able to, over at Spirit Wood, they do reproduction and replacement parts and duplicate parts for old spinning wheels. They actually made a brand new whirl for this thing, and it works perfect. I was very, very pleased with that. And so we have it all back together and everything's working, so I just wanted to show it off and to show that it works. This wheel has a very small orifice. This particular wheel is designed for spinning thin thread for old sock machines or for putting on the loom to make cloth. This was not designed. This is not a wheel for making art yarn. The orifice is way too small for doing that. So you have to remember not to spin too thick. If you spin too thick, then you're going to have some trouble, because the plied yarn won't make it through the orifice, and you want to have it make sure your plied yarn can fit through the orifice. Not just a single, but you need a plied yarn to go through that orifice. So I'm going to use this hook here, and I'm going to grab a little bit of yarn that I already have on here and pull it through. Little orifice hook. This orifice hook is not the proper hook for this wheel. That will not come with one, so you probably want to just get a piece of metal wire and copper wire or something and make a hook. So tension is important on making these work properly. And also the drive band on here is a thick linen drive band, and this is a linen drive band that I made with my flax that I grew in my yard. So right now I'm just going to show the wheel working. and going to go from there. We're just going to do yarn. We're not going to do any flax spinning, but it does spin flax. I've already done that. So you'll need to get used to the wheel, whoever gets this wheel, and learn how to play with the adjustments and all of that stuff. And then you just spin it. So what I did is I carded some wool, and I pulled the long pieces off of the carder, just like I would for combed wool, and created a roving that way. It's kind of a wool on roving rather than a worsted roving, and it works just fine. So there's my thread. Double that up, and that's would be plenty to fit through. So you're looking at sport weight, maybe at the most, that you're going to get out of this wheel here, and it just spins on. And I just wanted to show that the wheel is working, has all its components, everything's working. I'll see if I can make a little hook to send along with it. And so whoever gets this wheel is going to enjoy it. It's a nice little wheel. It spins well. You can treadle reasonably slow. This is a 6.5 to 1 and a 7 1/4 or 7 3/4 to 1. So it's ideal for both linen and wool. Also cotton, and those ones you'd want to spin on the short fiber. You want to spin on the small whirl, and the long fibers you want to spin on the large whirl. And that would be including linen. You don't want to over twist, so you want to get used to that. And just a nice, easy twist. Want to make sure you keep all your moving parts oiled to keep it smooth. And as you can see, it's just easily treadling. The adjuster knob is a little tight, but it works. A little bit of oil in there might help. You can take it out by knocking this pin out and unscrew it. Clean it up, put it back in, this goes back in after this goes in all the way. And that keeps it from backing out. That way you can adjust it. This piece is a must-have piece, and it's a tapered piece, so you can just lightly knock it out from the back and clean it up and make it nice. A little bit of refinishing would be advisable, or you can just leave it as is. That's all up to you. But it's a nice wheel. And we're going to move on, and we're going to have a look at this other wheel in the background.